Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to episode 43 of my afternoon tea time and a card. I can see everybody hopping on, so I'm going to give it a few more minutes for everyone to find me. I'm so glad you guys are here. So while everyone is finding me, I just want to remind you that we only have 2.5 more weeks to join the Stamping Up family. We have such a fabulous joining promotion right now. I wanted to show you guys, so just to go over this quickly, you get to pick $99 or $125 worth of products of your choice for $99. You get free shipping. You get 5 packages of 6x6 designer paper. I want to show you this paper. So these are going to be the new packages that are going to be in the new annual catalog. So we're getting them early. And I just thought I'd show you what the patterns look like. So all of these packages are all the 5 color families. Let's see, there's 4 of each color on this one. So look at the pretty design on that one. And then if I flip this over, and I was thinking you could even do a small punch to punch these out. And then the other pattern is this one right here. And if I flip that around, we get some little dots going, lined up dots. So I wanted to just go over this with you. So 5 packages of paper, that would be a total of 200 sheets. $57.50 value on top of the value that you're getting already with the free shipping. So your total value would be worth $205 and you only pay $99. Now this ends on February 28th, so you only have 2.5 more weeks to do this. Now something that I wanted to show you, but before I start stamping today, I just held a swap with my team. So everybody that has joined my team, everybody that's been with me, whether new or for a long time, many years, I have some girls on my team that have been with me for many years. We did a Valentine swap, and I just thought I would show you the cards. So here's the first one, and you guys will recognize some of the names of the girls that are on our group. This one is from Lori Friend. Oh, I want to show you that one last. This one is from Maggie Everett. She has some embossing on her panel. The third one is from Sharon Markham, and she used some of our new foil paper. Paula Bowie. What a great way to use up the strawberry paper with a Valentine's sentiment to make it into a Valentine's card. Lori Austin, and she's got some stamping, like a border stamp off to the side. Gloria Powers, and I love that she did the watercolor background underneath her heart, and then she's got some of the twine, the silver twine. And then this one is from Angie Cosme. I love the background paper. And then the last one, of course, is mine. This is what I sent everybody. And I'm actually using this stamp set today. So you can draw inspiration from this card also, along with everybody else's cards. So we each got eight cards total. I have 8 girls on my team that participated. I like to do swaps with my team occasionally. Okay, so for today, I am making 2 cards. They're going to be one in horizontal and one in vertical. I like doing that just to compare the two. So the 2 cards are exactly the same. Hearts and Kisses stamp set, along with the Kiss Punch. And let me bring in everything else that I'm using. And hello everyone, I can see you all jumping on. So if you missed the beginning, you can always go back and watch my video later. Ink colors, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Magenta Madness, Watermark ink, I'm using clear embossing powder today, so we're going to do a little bit of embossing. The resin hearts embellishments. Let me bring those close up so you can see how cute these little tiny hearts are. And let's see. Now I'm going to bring my layers in. So let me bring the cards in so you guys can see what I'm going to be making. Let me move this aside. So here is my vertical. Here is my horizontal. Now what's special about these cards is I'm doing tone on tone with the Watermark ink stamping. And then we are clear embossing. So you can see that it almost creates its own embossing color off the same cardstock color. So you can see how shiny the clear embossing is, I hope. That's what I'm going to show you how to make today. So here's my 2 piles. And I'm going to start out with just 2 pieces of scrap paper. I'm going to do both cards at the same time. So we have 3 strips. I'm just going to move these aside. So I have Magenta Madness, Pool Party, and Petal Pink. These are all 3/4 of an inch wide, 5 1/4 inch long. On the second card, I have 3/4 of an inch wide and 4 inches long. Now, to make this easy to stamp, because you can see here that my images actually continue onto the next piece. So what I did is I just added a little bit of glue in the center. And I added my strips of cardstock. I butt everything up against each other. Want to make sure they're nice and straight. So there's the first set. I'm going to do the same thing with the second set. Aren't these colors pretty together? They remind me of sherbet. Okay, here's my third one. Okay, so there's my 2 sets of 3 strips. Now I'm going to bring in the Watermark ink. And I've got the little heart image and the little lips image. And all I'm going to do, oh, and before I start embossing, I'm going to bring in my old dryer sheet just to remove the static. And now I can start stamping. And I'm going to make sure when I'm doing my stamping that I layer over both of the cardstock pieces. So I'm just going to fill this up with lips and hearts. I'm going to go off to the side on some of the images. Okay, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. See, it does a little watermark, but when you add the clear embossing powder, it makes it really stand out. Okay, I'm just filling the remainder of this with hearts. Now, before I go on to the next one, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle my clear embossing powder. You can see that it looks white when I'm putting it on my panels. Okay, so there's my first set. Now I do see that I have a little bit of, I'm trying to find my paintbrush. Right here I see a line that I don't want. I'm going to take my paintbrush and just remove that powder. I'm just checking it to make sure everything is good. Sometimes you get the edge of the stamp, and that's what I had going on there. And I always keep a paintbrush handy to remove some of the powder. Now we're going to do the same thing on the second one. So I'm going to start out with the lips. So this would be a cool card to do if you're not done with your Valentine's cards. Okay, there's my lips. Now I'm going to do the little heart. And again, I'm just filling in around the lips. Okay. Now we're going to do the powder. And again, I have a little bit of a line there from the edge of the stamp. So I'm just going to bring my brush in there and take that off. And everything else looks perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my heat tool in. So I'm going to be making a little bit of noise. And the clear embossing powder is really quick to melt compared to the other colors. And you're going to see it's going to start turning dark. So this is a cool way to do a watermark, the watermark look. And look how shiny that is. Okay, it's going really quick now. And always remember when you're doing embossing to hold it up to the light to make sure all of your powder is melted. See how much that darkens? Isn't that cool? Okay, there's my first set. Oh, I can see all the hearts coming. You guys love this. I've been doing a lot more embossing lately. Okay, halfway done on this one. Just 2 more to go. Okay, there's my second panel. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring in the card bases. I'm going to let these cool off. And for the card bases, I am using the thick basic white. This one is 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5.5. So I'm going to press with my bone folder. The second one is 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. Let me just, I got powder all over my counter. I can feel it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is peel this off of the scrap paper. Doesn't matter if there's going to be some on the back. You won't be able to see it. Oh, look what I just did. Hold on. I went a little too quickly on this. I can fix it. Okay, there's my first set. I'm going to go a little more careful on this one. I might have added too much glue. I should have just added just a tad bit of glue. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and stop and fix this one just by adding some liquid glue. Okay, it's all fixed. So look, you can't even tell. Now we're going to go ahead. I'll do the little ones first. And I'm going to be using Stamping Dimensionals. So I'm going to add those to all 3 of these strips. I'm going to add a couple extra ones on that one to make sure it doesn't bend where I ripped it. Okay, so we're doing this one. I'm going to start out with the Magenta Madness, one of my favorite pinks. And I went down about 1 inch, nice and straight. Next one is the Petal Pink. And I did leave 1/4 inch in between on this one. Just see if that's straight. Next, we're going to leave a space in between for the sentiment. So I'm going to bring this down about here. I think I'm a little crooked. I'm going to fix it. It's so hard to know when I do this if I'm doing it straight because I have a camera sitting in front of me. Okay. There's that one. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Sealed with a Kiss. And I always tell you guys, make sure you practice on a scrap piece of paper to make sure your sentiment's going to be straight. I'm going to be using the bottom line, and you can see that it's nice and straight, and that's going to go right inside this space right here. Okay, there's the first one. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the second one. Now these are a little bit longer. They're 5 1/4 inches long instead of 4. One more. So you guys can try this out with any type of card. It doesn't have to be a Valentine's card. Now let's see if we can get this one on here straight. And I want to make sure I match up my lips and my hearts. This goes down about a 1/2 inch. Next one is the petal pink. So again, I'm going to go about a 1/4 inch. Leave a space. And do my stamping. And then we're going to add a couple layers. Now this one's going to go about here. So I'm going to bring my stamp back in with, again, the Magenta Madness ink. Make sure this is nice and straight. Okay, now we have a little bit of stamping to do. So I have some scrap paper here. Let me move this over so I don't get them dirty. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Pool Party ink, Petal Pink, and Magenta Madness. I'm going to start out with the lips. So I'm going to do 2 lips. I'm going to do 2 hearts. So Magenta Madness, Petal Pink, and then I'm going to do 2 more hearts with the Pool Party. And the reason I did this on little skinny strips is so I can insert this way and not lose too much paper. And hopefully I won't lose my hearts when they go flying. So you guys, next week I have some really fabulous cards to show you. I'm going to do some, somebody had requested this, but I had already planned this. I'm going to do 3 cards next week using the gilded leafing. I love that stuff. I had never used leafing like that before. This is the first time ever. I know other companies sell it. Oh, I lost my lips. But I have 3 different cards using 3 different ways to use the gilded leafing. Okay, let me get rid of my ink. And I'm going to bring the cards back in. Now, all of these are also glued with dimensionals. Let me bring my little mini ones in. Let's see, I just need to split them up. 1 on each side. Oh, look at that. It tucked it right inside my card. Now that would have been hard to find. Okay, I'm going to start out with the horizontal one and Pool Party. And because this is overlapping on the strip, I'm going to add my dimensional over to the right. I'm just going to add that right there. And this one is same thing over on the right because it's overlapping the Pool Party layer. And then I'm going to add a big one to my lips. Wait a minute, I'm going to move this over. I'm not doing very well with gluing today. Okay, whoops. Boy, I yanked all the foam. I yanked the sticky on the foam off. I should have glued the lips down first. That's what I did wrong. Okay, there's that one. Now, let's start with the lips this time. Sealed with a kiss. You can tell that I inked my ink pads. Look at the difference. Okay, now we're gonna do this one. I'm gonna tuck that one under. Oh yeah, see, this is so much easier. I should have added the lips first. When you create cards 2 weeks before you go live, you kind of forget your steps. Okay, there's those. My last step is to add some of the bling. These little hearts are so cute. Let's see, that one's gonna go right there. I hate that some of them are upside down. You have to turn them. Okay, there's that one. One more to go. These are quick cards today. One more down here. Okay, there we go. There's our cards for today. So I'm calling this my clear embossed watermarks. Isn't that pretty? And I love the colors that I use. Like I said, they remind me of sherbet. So I hope you enjoyed my cards for today. This was a quick class, but next week it'll be a little bit longer because we'll have some of the gilded leafing on 3 different cards. So have a good week, everyone. And don't forget, we only have 2.5 more weeks to join the Stampin' Up! Family to get such a good deal. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good week, everyone.